Hi folks, welcome once again to Pete's Kitchen Garden. It's Monday the 18th of July and we're starting off in the shed because you can see I've took some onions out. Now last year I sort of took them all out at the same time, the whole crop of onions, and I had a decent crop, you know, varying sizes, but we had a decent crop. But this year I'm waiting until they fall over, so I'm literally sort of taking them out as they're ready. So yeah, I mean, some decent sized onions there. Sorry about all the noise, guys. It's my son and my niece who's with us for the day. Garlic there in the background, which you saw last time. Honestly, I tell you, it smells absolutely fantastic in here. It's an absolute scorcher today. 23 degrees, although with the humidity it feels a hell of a lot warmer. I mean, I've been quite busy in the garden this morning, and I tell you what, the sweat was absolutely dripping off me. Right, onto the decking. Mint. The geraniums are looking nice now. This is the last lot of first early potatoes. And what I did with these, because I emptied the other ones, and as I mentioned in the last video, I got a great crop. And these needed topping up, but I didn't have any compost at the time, so I used the spent compost, mixed a bit of grow more in with it, and just used it to fill this bag up. So hopefully a bit of an experiment, we'll see how they do. Main crops, as I mentioned last time, these were knocked over by the rain, but unlike the first earlies, they didn't snap, and everything's still alive, so it's making watering a lot easier, to be honest. And they have got a few flowers on them somewhere. I'm not going to try and root about and find them because it's quite bright and I can't really see much through here, but yeah, should be alright then. And I'll tell you, real triumph this year is these carrots. So these are the what were these called now? I can't remember, but they're like a rainbow variety, and if you look there, we're getting some decent sized carrots off these. So we've already harvested some, sort of at the thickest point, probably about 2 centimetres thick, and probably about 15, 16, 17 centimetres long, and sweet as you like. Absolutely delicious they are. Got another row coming at the front here. It's me overwintering carrots. Starting to germinate now. I don't know if I mentioned last time I'd sown these, and my grandson decided he was going to do a bit of gardening like Grandad. He took big chunks of soil out of this one with seeds and everything, chucked them in there. So I've chucked them back in here again, and that's why this row, or what was a row, is kind of a little bit all over the place. But never mind, I'm sure the carrots don't mind whether they're in straight rows or not. Herbs. Do you know what? We've hardly used any herbs this year, and we usually tend to use quite a lot, so getting quite big in there. But yeah, always good to have some good supply of herb. Look at this border. I was actually watching the last video that I did, and last night, and it's amazing, you know, how you don't realise how quickly things come on, but look at the colour there, absolutely stunning. So as I mentioned, the onions, you know, and they're a decent size, these now. But as I say, I'm waiting for them to flop over. Either flop over, or what you can do is you'll feel about oh god, this is difficult. Just above the onion, maybe 2 or 3 centimetres. If that bit there feels soft, then you can take the onion. Obviously it stands to reason that when that happens, that the foliage just start to fall over, and that's when they're ready. So yeah, I'm just going to leave these in until they do that and try and get the biggest onions I can. Right, another triumph this year. These leeks, you know, starting to get a good bit of weight on now. Much further on at this point with the leeks than I was this time last year. And yeah, happy days. Lettuce, we are harvesting them. They're coming thick and fast. The swede, just looking really healthy now, and starting to really bulb up at the bottom as well. Beetroot, row of Boltardi to the left, doing really well. Again, weeks off harvesting, I would say, for them. Not far off at all. These ones to the right, the coloured variety, Quattro Gourmet, rubbish. Not going to bother growing them again because they're just, well, look at them. They're just not growing anywhere near as fast. They don't seem to produce very good bulbs. So yeah, I think I'll stick to Boltardi next year. Look at these. So this is my Calabrese. Sorry about the camera shake. Look at the size of them. Oh, look at that. So it looks like we're going to get a good harvest. In fact, I'm going to take those out today. The reason being is because they're starting to sort of split, and I can't remember what it's called now. But you know, instead of being in a tight compact ball, they sort of start to split and they shoot up on the stalks. Yeah, I can't remember the terminology now, but you gardeners will know what I mean. So they're coming out today. Red Boar Kale, fantastic. I mean, we've been harvesting loads of this and it just keeps coming and coming. If I stand back, you can see it's actually pushing the net up now. And I love kale. Cauliflower, so I had to take these out because the heads are about probably 5-inch diameter, and I thought, well, surely they're going to grow a little bit more, and then they all started to blow. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, because I looked at them about 5 inches big, then I didn't sort of look at them for 4 or 5 days, came out and they'd all blown, so I've just took the heads off. I didn't have time to pull the actual plants out, but I will do that at some point. So yeah, that's a live and learn for next year. And the Black Magic Kale, again, doing fantastic. We've been harvesting this. Lovely. In fact, with the brassicas, again, I sow them too early, really, because typically we want this kind of stuff in winter time, sort of October, November, for the stews and the Sunday roast and such like. And they're ready now, pretty much. So I'm going to do these a lot later next year. But on the plus side, everything's grown really well. I have seen cabbage whites around. This netting has kept them out. They're looking really healthy. Again, much better than last year. Look at this, new instalment, miniature pond. So still a work in progress. Still got a bit more to do with it. But yeah, I've wanted a nature pond for a while, so we're just going to get some plants at the back there, some more ferns, grasses and things, you know, fill it round with compost. As I say, it's a work in progress, and hopefully by the end of this year that'll be should be looking pretty good. This border doing absolutely fine. The summer bulbs that I put in, still looking healthy, not flowering yet, but I don't think it'll be too long. These oriental lilies, I had lily beetle, you can see they've been eating holes in the leaves, so I've sprayed them. I don't like using chemicals, but you know what, sometimes you gotta, you know, it's not an edible plant. I'm just hoping that they haven't caused any damage to the actual flowers, but when they come out they are going to look absolutely stunning. Strawberries, again, you know, the plants are massive. I mean, putting on some really good size there. I haven't seen many strawberries. Now, I don't know if that's because we're in year 1, or I don't know if it's because of that little person down there who's been picking them. So I'm not sure, but it is only year 1. They're getting established, and should be a better crop next year. Sugar snap peas. I'm not going to zoom in and try and show you all peas on there, but trust me, we're taking peas off there daily now, and giving a lot away. Literally, I'm sort of, you know, 2 or 3 handfuls, taking them off. I'm coming back next day, and there's probably about the same amount again. But it's always the same with sugar snap peas. I mean, they're a brilliant thing to grow, and this is why I don't grow masses of them, because we don't need it. You know, they just keep on giving, and they just taste fantastic. Spring onions. So these are really getting a bit on the big side now. You know, massive, some of them. But we will get through those eventually. I have got some more that I've started off, so yeah, we'll have more of those coming. A couple of lettuce and a row of radish there. It's looking a little bit tatty, this bed, to be honest, but you know, it's just the nature of what's in there, and you know, this time of year. But as I say, it is producing, so that's the name of the game. Gutter in. So salad leaves, lettuce. The difficulty with this at the minute is because it's so hot. I mean, I gave this a water last night, absolutely drenched it, and came out this morning bone dry. So yeah, but you know, doing all right. I've got some more radish in there. French breakfast. I'm not bothering with the Marshalls mix, the coloured ones, because again they're rubbish. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what experience everybody else has had of this coloured veg. The carrots are doing really good, but you know, the beetroot and I think it's just a bit of a gimmick, to be honest. I just haven't had good results with growing them. So yeah, these are French breakfast, and then we've got a few more spring onion there. So just go into the polytunnel and get away from those noisy children. That's my son and my niece who's over for the day. Have I said that already? I'm not sure. So yeah, look at these. Some fantastic tomatoes. As you can see, I've started tying the trusses up now because you know, the weight of them. You know, there's loads on there really. Again, I'm not going to zoom in on every single one, but yeah, I'm really pleased with those. And then the bush variety, the tropical ruby, and you can see there plenty of tomatoes there. And look at this, starting to ripen. And I'm sure that they've ripened a little bit more since I was out here last night. They definitely have more of an orange hue to them. So yeah, happy days. I think it's going to be a good year for tomatoes. Last year wasn't. Cucumbers, which are just absolutely freaking out now, all over the place. I've kind of given up trying to control them because it's just impossible. But they're producing absolutely loads. So I'll give you an example. If I can find this large one here, look at that. And bear in mind these are snack bites, so that, you know, 4-5 inches long. I had 6 of this size on yesterday. I've given a couple away, and we took a couple for tea, and I think Liam had one as well. But there's loads of cucumbers on there. I cannot recommend this variety enough. It's a snack bite, and it saves you having to, you know, normally you'll get a big cucumber, you'll probably use half of it, and then the other half stays in the fridge for a few days. And you know, this way you can take them when they're, you know, as I say, 4 or 5 inches long. You know, and you don't have to store any in the fridge. You know, you'll probably will use all of it, and then you just come and pick another one when you need it. But they are growing really well, and they're not a particularly watery cucumber. I mean, cucumbers are watery, obviously, but they're not as watery as some other varieties, which I quite like, because when you put them in a salad, I don't like salads too watery because it tends to sort of dilute the dressing down. So yeah, some more lettuce. So red lettuce I've put in there because I've got loads of greens. I lost a few red ones to the slugs. They do seem to prefer the red ones for some reason, or at least they're the ones they eat first. There's some more spring onion there. So just a note on lettuce. So this year the red ones I've grown are called Bijou, and the green ones I think are Record, R-E-K-O-R-D, and I can't recommend them highly enough for a couple of reasons. Firstly, they grow really well, they taste fantastic, and I like sort of crispy lettuce, because when you wash them to put into a salad, they're a lot easier to dry, and also that they're a sort of nice, tight, compact growth really. So if you're limited on space and you're planting fairly close, these are ideal. So I can't recommend them highly enough. And then we come down to the peppers, and you can see already, you see all these on here now. How many is there? 4, 5, you know, maybe 6. Each one of these plants, and I'm not going to zoom in on all of them, you'll have to take my word for it, but each of these has got 5 or 6 peppers on, all growing. Obviously these are a red pepper, so they need to get bigger, need to change colour, but you know what, they're doing really well, they're on track. as I mentioned last time, I've put them in the border this year, which seems to be a much better idea. Minimum watering with peppers, they really don't like a lot of water. And again, peppers last year were a disaster. This year, doing really good. See, these are the ones that my mate from work gave me. Remember, the slugs were having a go, so since I've put the pellets down, they've left them alone. This one seems to be getting crowded out by these cucumber a little bit, so but you know, they're doing alright and starting to get some decent buds on. So yeah, that's about it, folks, really. Just quick roundup. I would say, on the whole, you know, I'm having a much better year than... I mean, last year wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, but, you know, everything this year pretty much is better than it was last year. Now, I don't know if that's because of the weather, or, you know, I mean, I've obviously learnt things from last year, so maybe, you know, it's partly better practice as well. But as gardeners always do, I mean, I'm now thinking about next year, and there's a few things that I'll do differently, and I think that's probably what you tend to do as a gardener. You know, every year you try different things. Some work better than others, and but yeah, very pleased this year. Obviously the weather's been pretty good. I keep hearing people say how terrible the weather's been, and you know, oh, we've had a late spring, and I don't get that, because I work outside, right, so I'm outdoors most of the time. And yeah, I mean, a couple of months ago we had some really heavy rain for a couple of weeks, but do you know what, it's been sunshine and showers, and more sunshine than showers. I mean, I don't remember that many occasions where I've been getting soaked at work. You know, it's been quite warm, it's been mild. You know, I don't think it's been that bad, and everything's growing alright, so happy days. So yeah, that's about it for today, folks. I'll probably be back in 2 or 3 weeks' time with another update. I'm enjoying watching all the videos that you guys are putting on YouTube. Difficult to keep up with them, but every now and again I'm sort of having marathon sessions. So yeah, good stuff. So that's it, guys. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope you're all having a good growing year, and until the next time, look after yourselves, take care, and bye for now.